Hey, welcome back. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Go Ask Sawyer. This is session 3 of, we're going to call it Backyard Conversation.
I like that.
Session 3 with Toya from Universal Teas. Talking about life. We have our animals here again today. Talking about life. Talking about just everything that is encompassing of women or people or humanity or society. Seasons. I like that.
Yeah.
Tonight we're looking at power, realizing our power, and what does shining bright and main character energy mean to you?
Right.
So I like to pretend I'm the main character. And again, in my life, I am a podcaster before I'm actually a podcaster. I'm a writer before I am. I was putting out a bunch of dance videos.
I saw those.
Because I
love it.
was the main character and I wanted to dance and have fun. So, like, what is main character? Maybe I'll ask.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the first question I have, but maybe what does main character energy mean for you?
Okay. So to me, main character energy is literally that. It's like doing what you want to do. It's not looking for consultation for your everyday things. Main character energy is not is not needing a supporting cast. Really just like a freedom. It's a certain level of agency over your life that is very singular. Main character energy is self-definition. It's deciding who you are outside of labels and responsibilities. And just being happy there and not feeling lost there. Because sometimes without our titles, we forget who we are. So I think main character energy is loving who you are outside of a title, a label, an accomplishment, a degree, Facebook likes, friends, all of that.
I really like that you said loving yourself, and then outside of like the likes and the titles and the validation. When you're truly main character in your life, and any listener can think about when you're watching a movie and you see that main character, everyone's eyes are on them and they're just really focused on what they're doing. I want to ask my listeners too, or our listeners, like, what are you doing in your life that's main character? Like, how are you showing up? I don't really care what anyone thinks. I am going to post this. I'm going to try this. I wish my son Aspen was here because like he also lives this very like main character, authentic.
I love that.
I do not care what anyone thinks. And like for a 19-year-old, I never thought that way at 19.
Yeah, no.
And I just love that because when I see him living that life, it feels freeing.
Yes.
And I think when we see people in our life living that like authentic main character energy, it just looks freeing. It looks
so
like
beautiful.
Man, they just do not care.
Yes. That actually reminds me, I have someone who I asked to be a guest on my podcast, and I think that she is the epitome of that.
Oh, I love that.
And so I can't wait to hear and see her live that out. I think Mito's mad that Gunnar doesn't want to play with him.
Oh. Gunnar.
I think that's it.
That could be real.
I think that's
that could be real.
Which is so funny.
Yeah.
Mito's like, hey, we're the same. Why don't you want to play?
Can I ask, what does this person encompass that you see that in them?
I see the healing there. So she's very transparent with her story on just like social media. Like she was like living in one city and then she decided to move back home to Chicago. 2 weeks later, she decided she didn't like that. Now she's living in Atlanta. She decided that she wanted to go to Italy randomly. So she got on the flight to Italy and like she'll go out dancing by herself. Her sense of fashion is amazing. And so I think it's really that, and even just the freeness of me asking her to be on the pod, and I'm like, ooh, I really want us to do it in person, but I know you're moving. She's like, girl, I can take a flight to Milwaukee, and I was like, oh, for real? Okay.
Yeah.
So that freedom, I think.
The freedom to like move about. So I think everything that you're explaining, the freedom, like everything I hear you say is she's moving without looking for validation. She's moving without permission. She moves and does what she wants.
Absolutely.
And I like, that is what I'm striving for. And as much as like,
Same.
I feel like I'm getting there, there are still parts of me that are like, should I? I don't know. Like, and I think as an adult, it's a little bit harder, especially if you have kids.
Right.
You have to think about money and responsibility and whatnot. But that's where I'm trying to get.
Yeah. I think we're all trying to get there. And I think it's so funny because before we started recording, you mentioned like, I think you said that you think that I have like main character energy with like my podcast and like doing this whole consultant thing. And I'm like, girl, who?
You.
I definitely don't think I have main character energy. The things that I've done, it took me so long to do them. Literally I think it was my very first episode of my podcast, which is crazy. I mentioned like, I had wanted to do a podcast for like 6 months before I ever recorded one. I had bought all the equipment, set it up, and just walked back and forth past it my whole life. The consulting idea, literally the website that I attached, I had made it like a year ago.
Oh, really?
Yes. I just like maybe shifted some things around on it, but I made that website, maybe not a year, but like 5-6 months prior to yesterday when I decided to launch the business. And it's just this belief of like being afraid to compete when thinking about main characters, they know that they don't already. So that's why I kind of feel like I'm in limbo.
So I'm thinking about two things as you're talking about this. Number one, who are you competing with?
Right.
And B, why do you think you get in your own way so much?
So one, the first question, who am I competing with? I am competing with the finished product of the vision that I see in my head. Because I know what I've seen God give me as my podcast platform. I've seen myself in front of audiences. I've seen myself, meeting people, like doing things, facilitating things, being of influence. I've seen, and I see other people who have podcasts that are there already. Yeah. I've seen that, but I also see where I am now, and I don't know how that is possible for me to get there.
Yeah, like I see this and I see here.
Yeah.
I don't.
And it's like, how am I supposed to do that when I can't afford high-tech editing equipment and I don't know I don't have the time to learn how to do all of these things. And, you have to do it by yourself first. But it's also like, I got my 2 little studio lights, but I don't really know much about lighting. I just turn them on and hope things happen.
Right.
So that, and then also, if I'm being completely honest, there is comparison to the way that I see other people live out there.
Yeah.
Things. And I think...
Is it a perfection? Like, are you not a perfectionist, but is it like, what if it isn't as good? Instead of like, mine's going to be different because it's mine.
So I think it's a combination. So I think for me, it's like, I know the content that I have is this quality, and the way that I put it out there, I wanted to match it. I wanted to look like the quality of information. And I also know, like, in this day and age, people are very drawn to things that are aesthetically attractive. Yes. And if I don't feel like something looks good enough, I don't think people will listen to what I have to say.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I mean, and I feel that. I have a friend who recently created a business for women to help in sales, like to help.
Is that Amy?
Amy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Amy. Yeah. Glass ceilings, the shatter. Hey, Amy. And I remember her talking about like she needed everything to be a certain way. And we were talking about podcasting. She's like, I'd want to lay all the episodes out. I want to record all the episodes. And she's like, and then you just like do it and throw it out there. She's like, and there's something about that drives me crazy. And I wish I could do that. Yeah. But she's also very, like, she has a whole different way of doing things. Like, she put all her stuff together and had not a team, but like had people that helped her. And in my head, I'm like, man, I wish I was that driven. Yeah. Whereas, like, I don't know if I don't have the patience. I'm like, I'm just going to figure it out. And I'm just going to throw it out there and see what happens. Same. Because it's a combination of my own authentic self. Yeah. And I do love watching content creators or creators that are literally just authentically figuring it out, and they're showing the public like figuring this out. And then I also love people who like they got it all together. I'm like, how'd you get those links on there? Like I've thought French has her sculpting sisters, and like you click on her link and she has all these other links, and I'm like, how does she do that? Yeah. Do I reach out? Do I figure it out myself? Yeah. Like I just keep seeing things that I think would be great, but like you, then I just maybe overwhelm myself. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't even know what to do. Like, what do I do now?
Yeah. And I think a large part of that is being okay reaching out and asking for help. Yeah. Because most times people are going to say, yes, we overthink small thing. And it's like, just ask them. 9 times out of 10, people are going to say yes. Or like, I don't know. So I think it's that simple. There's nothing else to it. Also, just deciding where you are going to. Because if I know that I want something to be a certain way, it's like, okay, no matter what, you have to commit to the process of getting there.
Yeah.
And I think main character energy is also reminds me of the saying of like dancing in the rain.
Yeah.
Like that's a part of being the main character. You don't get to decide the setting of the story all the time. But if you're the main character, you gotta make it a story to pay attention to.
Yeah. Like sometimes it's gonna work and sometimes it's gonna flop.
Yeah.
Sometimes this episode, like I have some episodes that have so many listeners and others that have like 10. And I'm like, wow. Was it the time I posted?
Mm-hmm.
Was it the season I posted?
I hate that. I hate the whole algorithm thing now.
Yeah, like I don't understand, but I'm also just trying to embrace. I'm putting out into the universe what I want, and I know it's going to eventually do what it needs to be.
Yeah.
Go. Yeah. So speaking of all of that, like let's talk about shining bright.
Yes.
And what we think of. So when we shine bright, often we trigger other people. And I know on our last week's episode, we talked about friendships and, you know, you are very blessed to like have people around you who are like, hoorah, rah, you got this.
Yeah.
I feel like most people in my life are like, go get them. Right. You got it, whatever. Right. But I have noticed there's certain things that I do or say or act that trigger others, and I don't always know
trigger them negatively.
Yeah, okay. But I don't. They're not mad about it, but it's stuff that they say to me, like, "Oh, I could never do that," or "Oh, why would you do that?" or "Why would you post that?" or "Why do you even care to?" Because like I got really into TikTok again because I was bored.
Yeah,
and I don't know anyone on there, so I just started like posting a bunch of stuff on there every day, and it became fun.
Yeah.
Because I was literally not worried about anyone watching.
Absolutely.
And I was talking to some friends and they were like, "Oh, you're doing TikTok? Like, isn't that whatever?" And I was like, "Oh." So like to me, that is, I'm triggering something in them that they think it's stupid or a waste of time. Where like when you're shining bright, when you're trying new things, when you're just like out there doing it, why do you think, I mean, I feel like I'm asking kind of a duh question, but we can talk about it. Why do you think that triggers other people so much when you're doing things that, why do you think they even think they need an opinion?
Well,
am I asking too many questions?
I'm trying to figure out which one, where to put my brain.
Okay.
So I think you're asking like, why are other people giving their opinions about what you do? I'm just gonna go back to the good old saying of like, people be haters.
Yeah.
People be haters. And you know what's even more crazy is sometimes they don't realize it. And I did one of my live events I had a whole talk about this. I forget what it was called, but we have points in our lives where we haters a little bit. Like when you get to, I think overly criticizing someone is just being a hater.
Yes, I believe that.
And you may not be hating on the thing like, oh, I wish I could dance. Oh, I wish I knew TikTok. It could be like, some part of your subconscious or deep within you is like, dang, this bitch really don't care. I care so much. I wish I could not care.
Yeah, that's real.
You know, and they haven't addressed that. And this has been a season of just honesty with myself. And I pulled out parts of those that I noticed within myself. It's like you're overly critical of someone because they're doing what they have to do, but the problem is they're free and you're not. You're bound because you're still inside this box and they are not caring. They don't even care about nobody's thinking about you.
No.
We all think that we're just so special and like everyone's always thinking about us and no one cares. And I actually had that advice for someone just about like public speaking, like, oh, people who get nervous speaking in front of crowds. And I'm like, here's what you have to remember. They don't care about you. They care about what you're saying.
Yeah.
They're not even looking at, most of the time, people are waiting on it to be over. So it's like, no one cares about you. They care about what you're saying. But yeah, I think it's that in those types of situations is they just have, they haters. And it may be undiagnosed.
Well, and I think what you said is they don't even realize they are being a hater by giving their opinion, whatever, putting their shit on you.
Yeah.
That it's like, but I just noticed the more I'm in my main character, the more I'm shining bright. You do attract, you attract a lot of people. Yeah. You attract a lot of positive and you also attract a lot of negative. And I've just really been trying to figure out how to handle that. But I think
you don't.
I was going to say, I think what you said about just like, okay.
Yeah, you don't handle it. And you realize too, like, we just live in a huge energy field. Like, Earth is just a huge force field.
Yeah.
And
it really is.
Like, we're energetically connected to people. And so I think my favorite poem, I say all the time, is Our Deepest Fear by Marianne Williamson. And she says, as you let your own light shine, you unconsciously give other people permission to do the same.
Yes.
As you're liberated from your own fears, your presence automatically liberates others. If you are shining long enough, you will draw out darkness. You will draw out negativity. If you are negative long enough, like that's what's going to come to you.
Yeah.
And you have to know and you have to decide which you want. And you have to also understand that those feelings fluctuate. You're not always going to be fucking roses and daisies and sunshine. You're going to be negative.
Yeah.
You're going to be pessimistic sometimes. And we have to just accept the flow. We try to manipulate energy too much. Not energy, because I feel like you can't manipulate energy. But we try to manipulate just what naturally is.
Yeah.
If today you feel like going to the gym and lifting weights, do that. If tomorrow you just feel like going for a walk, do that. If today you feel like sitting on the couch eating Cheetos, watching a movie, that's fine too. But I think that's the whole thing too with trust in yourself. Like, yes. I know that I am a healthy person who cares about my body. So if I want to go and eat me a steak dinner, that's what I'm going to do, because I know tomorrow I'm probably going to eat a salad.
Yeah.
Like, it's everything is a balance. Everything is yin and yang. And that's the same thing with energy and people. And I think that's what helps. I know we talked about friendship yesterday. Yeah. With having friends, they have to understand that about the friendship, about you, about them. So it's just deciding on people who understand that. And that's where friendship, relationship has to be considered, because we don't necessarily want somebody that's exactly like us. We have to think about values. So do they feel like a main character? And their values, do they align with yours? I recently had to discover my values, and it told me a lot.
Yeah.
It told me a lot about people that I'm close to, people that I've decided not to be as close to, and why. And it's like, yeah, that's why I don't really fool with that, or that's why I really love being in this place or this. And I have my values, and I'm looking for jobs that align with my values, friends, relationship aligning with my value, everything. My dog got to align with my values.
Yeah, he does. So speaking of values and the people, do you notice a feeling in your body? Or have you noticed a feeling in your body when you're around the people that are aligning with you? Or like, this feels good, this matches. Have you noticed any feelings? Miko has noticed feelings.
So I'm going to say no.
No? You haven't, like, that weird gut or that?
Okay, but go. So I'm going to say no, I don't feel the feelings, or maybe I don't pay attention to them when I'm in places where I'm aligned. But when I am not, that is when I feel. That is when I'm not in a place that I am supposed to be in. That's when I start to notice my body. And so in that sense, when I don't feel anything, when I don't feel the anxiety, that's when I know I'm in a safe and aligned space. But when I'm in spaces where I'm picking up, like my spidey senses are tingling, that's when I feel.
So I'm so happy you said that, because I meant to say something yesterday and I totally forgot. I thought about it today. How, like, when you're in environments or around certain people that you're not supposed to be, like, God will literally make everything go wrong, and we'll just keep, like, fixing it.
Yep.
And it's insane, like, in hindsight of things, like, even jobs I've been in that I should not have been. It was like I would gain weight in certain jobs. I didn't have the right friends. I lacked all motivation, and like, you will start losing things around you, and it won't always be right away. Yeah. Like, it won't always be big.
Yeah.
But I think that's another thing to pay attention to. Like, when you're in certain places, are there certain things that are happening to me?
Yeah.
Are there certain things going wrong that I'm trying to explain away or fix away?
Yeah.
And like, no, he's trying to be like, you're not supposed to be here, and I'm trying to give you some signs.
Yes.
But I know you keep looking for another sign.
Yep.
I'm just going to keep sending them.
Yep. And I feel like with God, has a funny way because you'll be like, oh, I need a sign. Like, how do I know I'm not supposed to be here? And then something you feel in your body, something happens, somebody does something that makes you feel away. And then you're like, well, help me understand them.
Maybe that wasn't the
Help
sign.
me. Or maybe you feel like God didn't put you there to fix the problem. It's like, no, no, that is not the case. And so I think recognizing that, like, trusting yourself is so key. But you can't trust yourself until you are loving of yourself and you are consistent and you are doing the things that
you should be
doing.
So in line with that, what you just said,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been going deeper and deeper into like reading the Bible and like sticking with it and like understanding what faith looks like.
Okay.
Like true faith, like walking in faith.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to figure out, like, what is faith? What does that mean to me? And right now it means understanding that I don't know what's going to happen. But the more I'm walking in places that make me feel happy, peaceful, like accepting the unknown is going to happen and it might be good and it might be bad.
Yeah.
And I am just going to walk into that instead of, and I don't know if you're like this, but like I get anxious.
Oh, yeah.
With the unknown, like, oh my gosh, I wish I knew how this was going to play out. I wish I knew how this person was going to act. That understanding. And that to me, the more I'm living in faith is helping me live that main character energy. It's helping me shine bright because it's kind of giving me that permission. I'm going to be loud and I'm going to be okay and I'm going to be here and I'm just going to have faith that he is going to guide me. She is going to guide me where I need to go.
Yeah.
And I think for so long I tried having control of situations.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're taking faith or if you want to take on it or...
So first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
On that journey. I hope that it is beautiful.
It's been beautiful.
But I think faith is super important, and that is a muscle that I don't think I have flexed yet. I think I am still trying to figure out what I have faith for. I struggle. My anxiety makes me struggle to decide.
Okay.
1 minute, I want to do this. The next minute, I want to do that. The next minute, I'm trying to do this. But then I feel bad because now I'm neglecting that. And so I think I need to have the faith to decide. And maybe the decision is faith. Faith is that you can do all of these things, even if you start with this one.
And you just have to trust it's going to unfold.
Yeah, and I don't. And so I'm working on understanding faith first, building in it, and then living a faithful life. Yeah, so I know I need to. I know the beauty of it. And it sounds good, but the work I know is very difficult.
It sounds good, but the work is hard. I will say last November, I started doing soap. So I read a scripture verse. I observe.
I thought you were like making soap. I was like, you making soap? You got any here?
I should. Maybe that'll be my next venture.
I was like, okay.
No, but I love that perspective.
Yeah.
But like I just started doing that every day. Like so I would write a Bible verse, I'd analyze it, like what it means to me, and then I'd pray on it, and it would take me 10 minutes. And I didn't know what I was doing with it. I just knew I wanted to get closer to God. I don't necessarily go to church. My church is with him in nature. My church is talking to him. Being a gay woman, like the Bible was used against me a lot. I grew up in a white, very conservative Christian family. So I'm trying to understand it for me.
Right.
And so that's how my journey started because I wanted to have this relationship and not have people tell me how
to do it.
And so it's one of those things. I started it last November and I am so thankful. I didn't know what I was doing when I started it.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's one thing that has saved me through a lot of weird, dark moments. Because I could just count on that. And every day I would be like, I'm just going to randomly pick a verse. And it was like, that verse spoke to me that day.
Wow.
And so for me, that's how my faith started growing. But again, my purpose for it was to understand all of this through the lens of everyone says being gay is a sin. And this and that, and people accepting you or not accepting you. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of people telling me what the Bible says or what Christianity says, and I'm just going to go study it myself because I don't know about you, but I feel like you and I are self-teachers.
Yeah.
Like this podcasting stuff, like I'm just going to go on YouTube. I'm just going to buy some stuff and figure it out. And so that's where my faith has gotten stronger. And even like being willing to talk about it on my podcast or with people or talking about, like, I also pull tarot cards. And I listen, and I kind of do everything, but I see everything as spiritual. I see everything as something larger talking to me. And that's how slowly I've been living in this faith of this is working. Like this is bringing me peace and this is working. But again, I started that for myself because I wanted to just understand differently.
Yeah. And I think however you approach faith is a practice. Faith isn't a religious doctrine.
Yeah. Yes.
And so
100%.
however you get to the work of faith, like do that, right? Like I don't think we even have to make faith religious. It's a practice. You know what I mean? You be having faith that, a meal might turn out right.
That's real.
If you trying, you know? But I think that is a part of main character energy is having faith. It's moving in faith. It's dancing in the rain. It's being free. It's not being bound. It's also being receptive to, like, I actually might fuck up. I might say something wrong. I might do something wrong. Hell, you might go into, the religious aspect of faith and realize, like, I need to actually be more in line with this text,
Yeah.
And you never know, but you won't know until you try, and you can't be afraid. And I think sometimes when we think about main character energy, we feel like there's people behind us that are like less than. Main character energy does not mean that you have people that are beneath you or lower than you or you're better than anyone. It just means like in this space, in this season, this is where I shine. So
I also see main character energy as this is my only life.
Yeah.
I am my best friend. I will die my own best friend. I have great people around me, but no one else is living this life.
Yeah.
No one else is showing up the way I show up for me.
Absolutely.
And so if I'm doing that because this is my life, then no one can be behind me because your life is your life, my friend's life. Like, I want my friends to live main character energy because I'm noticing the more people I surround myself with that shine bright in positive ways.
Yeah.
That's where like real power is.
Right.
And not like power, like we're going to take it on, but like power to like make change, power to create beauty, power to be creative, power to push other people to like do the best they can.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm like, I think your podcast, which is why I wanted to collaborate with you on this, because I feel like when you think about how many lives can you positively impact, like that to me is real power. It doesn't need to be loud. And so, maybe a couple people listen to my podcast, and every once in a while, like twice a month, I'll get a text from a random friend or someone at work, and they'll be like, I stumbled upon your podcast and
those are the best.
Couldn't believe it. And I was like, oh my, like it makes me feel so good.
Yeah.
And that was my purpose for this. Maybe you can talk about why you got into your podcast, but like I got into it because friends said, I like what you have to say. And you should do this or that. I think you and I both talked about like life coaching and all the things. And so like this was the only way for me to right now throw some advice out there, and maybe someone wants to hear about.
Yeah, and it'll reach who it's supposed to.
Yeah. Why did you start yours?
You know what's so crazy is it was just deposited into me, right? Because I started my podcast in 2020 and podcasts weren't big then. I think people were just starting to, and I don't even know.
Got locked in.
Yeah. I don't even know where I got the influence from.
Yeah.
But God was just like, you're going to do a podcast. And so I was just I was holding a lot. I was new. I wasn't as new, but I was in Milwaukee. I'm not from here. I was struggling to like find trusted community. Life was just really it was in a strange place, and I just needed an outlet, to be honest. And I didn't use my voice a lot growing up. I told you I don't like confrontation. And so I never knew how to have difficult conversations.
Yeah.
So my podcast was where I would have difficult conversations, just like without directly saying it to a person.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times when I'm talking, it's an experience that I've had or it's something that I've been through, and there's someone that I have in my mind that I'm articulating to. And so it gave me, I'll say whatever I needed to say without the confrontation of like, you know, the person or the people. And people were just like, hell yeah, me too. And I was like, oh, I thought I was by myself.
Right.
So
I just love, like, that's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
And so I think that what you do, just talking about different experiences that you have, like, that really positively impacts you.
Yeah.
And that gives people permission to, like, oh my gosh, I feel that way too. I'm not alone. And I think that's the biggest thing is so many people feel alone in their own emotion, or they don't know how to be vulnerable or speak about it. And so, like, listening to other people just say, like, yeah, this is my thing too. It's like, oh, I'm not, that's really cool that I'm not there. So I'm encouraging everybody, find your main character energy, shine bright, find what you have faith in or whatever faith means to you. Listen to Universal Teas. She's got a new season 3 coming out. Do you have a date?
I do not have an exact date,
but it's coming. It's in the works. Okay,
it'll be August 2025. So I got some guests that I'm going to be recording, and then me and be talking about a few things. So
I like guests because I feel like we learn from each other.
Absolutely.
Like, I can talk all day long, but when we're having shared experiences, then it's like, oh my gosh.
And perspective. You need perspective.
Yeah.
We get so stuck in what we believe is true that we never think of outside perspective. I love a good moment where somebody shares something with me and I'm like, I was just in this one track mindset and you just gave me a whole different avenue. Like, it just opens up so much more for you mentally.
I love that. I 100% agree with that. Well, is there anything else you would like listeners to know about main character energy or shining bright or just being themselves?
I would say you already shine bright. You just have to turn the light switch on. It's there. Whether you believe it or not, no matter what situation you're in, no matter how much money's in your bank account, no matter where you live, no matter what your job is, we all have a light that exists. You just have to have the courage and the faith to turn the switch on.
Yeah, just turn it on and light will, outshine darkness? Every time.
Yep.
Like, every time. So I really appreciate you being on and coming over and having some backyard conversations. This has really been kind of a highlight. And I will say, before this happened, this was one of those, like, I'm really doing this.
Really?
Like, I want to have a little mini series with you, and it's gonna happen. And then this felt like a very big accomplishment for me. So
I love that. Little old me over here. What? I love that.
Yeah. So I want to thank you for that because
so now you got to come over to university.
I got to fill out my form.
I'll just text you.
Okay, text me. I would love to come on. You know, I always love your lives.
Absolutely.
I'm always like,
those are coming back soon. I can't wait.
I'm always in the lives, yeah.
I'm getting back, y'all. I'm coming out of the darkness myself.
Yes.
Be good.
We all need a season to relax, and then we get new ideas.
Yeah.
So, all right, y'all. Thank you for joining us. I hope you pulled some bits out of here. Healing. What is healing? Loving yourself deeply. Who do you surround yourself with? Friendships. And then, of course, realize your power because you are amazing and you are so, so worth it.
Yes. And we need you here.
All right, friends, stay cute, stay loud. And as always, keep dancing, even when everyone is watching. Peace.